Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another legal breaking reporting and video analysis update. Is it illegal to obstruct Ukraine? Let's talk about that in today's legal breaking reporting video analysis update video. This is the third legal breaking reporting and video analysis update for today. Ladies and gentlemen, is it illegal to obstruct against Ukraine? Ladies and gentlemen, based on this provided search results, obstruction against Ukraine is generally considered illegal under international law, particularly in the context of Russia's actions. Ladies and gentlemen, here's why that is. Violations of international laws. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is likely considered a violation of fundamental principles of international law, including the prohibition on the use of force against the territorial integrity of or political independence of any state as outlined in the UN Charter. Ladies and gentlemen, acts of aggression, annexation of territory acquired through the use of force is an act of aggression according to the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. Ladies and gentlemen, obstruction of humanitarian aid. Let's get into that. Ladies and gentlemen, obstruction of humanitarian aid access to those in need, especially during armed conflict, is also considered a violation of international law. Ladies and gentlemen, interference with foreign relations. This means that in the United States there are laws like the Logan Act, 18 U.S.C. U.S. Code 953 that criminalizes unauthorized attempts by citizens to negotiate with foreign government officials with the intent to influence their conduct or defeat measures of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, the international community, including NATO allies, has strongly condemned Russia's actions and demanded that an end occur to the war and a withdrawal of its forces from Ukraine, citing violations of international laws. Ladies and gentlemen, however, it's important to note that the term obstructing against Ukraine can be broad, and actions that are specific to their legality can be broad, and specific actions would need to be reevaluated to their own right to determine their legality. For example, ladies and gentlemen, while Russia's actions are deemed illegal, a private citizen who is expressing support for a different stance might not be breaking the law. Now this is depending on the specific circumstances and actions that are taken or that were taken. Ladies and gentlemen, the focus of the provided results pointed to state level actions, which means actions that are state level, and violations of international laws related to aggression, the use of force, and annexation. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this legal breaking reporting video analysis update. If you did enjoy this legal breaking reporting video analysis update, please firstly like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you would like to make sure you're always up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise on the side of politics, please secondly follow me on my social medias. That'll be linked down below in the video description. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 190 plus subscribers. The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying 190 plus subscribers is because right after we reach and achieve the goal of 190 subscribers, we have more subscribers to reach and achieve right after we reach and achieve the goal of 190 subscribers. Fifthly, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys would also like to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking, fourthly, if you guys would like to stay up to date on all the things legal breaking reporting wise, ladies and gentlemen, on the side of politics, please follow me on my social medias that'll be linked down below. I'm on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok and Instagram.